Okay, so we're entering the last half hour of the Lean Global Connection. Don't go just yet. We have one final conversation with a few people. John will be back with us in just a moment. Before anything else, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors one more time. Our premium sponsors, Ilias and Dream Place Hotels and Resorts, and our friend sponsors, LeanStation and FPZ and Nucleus Software. So thank you very much for helping us make this event possible. And of course, thank you everybody for being here and still being with us. I wonder how many of you watched the whole thing. I know there are a few of them, a few of you do. You have all of my respect and thanks. Now, I would like to call Renee Arnau to the stage with me, the first of our speakers in this last half hour. And we always wonder what to do with this last half hour. And what we're going to be doing this year, we just want to keep it lively and have a conversation with a few people. And we thought that one fun thing to do would be to talk about the craziest Gembas that people have been on and their favorite memories. So before we go there, I don't know, Renee, if you want to share something real quick. Hi, good to see you.
Hey, Roberto.
Give me
hey,
your
Chris.
best memory, but your best memory in a minute, if you can, and then we'll call everybody else here.
Best memories. I mean, I think the best were where we
How
really
many?
had an impact. Sorry?
How many do you must have? You must have so many. Exactly.
Well, some were just brilliant because I just watched the excellent example of an omelet restaurant. I love these guys. They were brilliant. It's just so much fun to have people that are keen on learn quickly, and apply it like within hours. So that was amazing. This event.
Yes, thank you very much. So we're going to be having a conversation. I would like you to help me kind of like facilitate it and keep it going.
Absolutely.
I would like to ask Oriol. Thank you, Renee. So Oriol Cuatrecasas from Institute Lean Management in Barcelona.
Hello.
Ben Joseus from Lean Institute Africa. Hello. Roberto Ronzani from Institute Lean Management in Italy, and Marie-Pierre Ignace from Institute Lean France. Hello. Hello, Roberto. Buongiorno.
Hello.
Marie-Pierre, hello. Hi, Ben. Hi, everybody. And of course, last but not least, John Shook from Lean Enterprise Institute. You guys just saw his wonderful presentation. Let's see if he's ready. And let's bring him to the stage, please. There he is. Hi, John.
Oh, hello.
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 Welcome back. It's been a while. Thanks for being here, John. So, guys, let's start with Oriol, maybe. Oriol, I know, okay, we can always count on Oriol for the best Gembas. I don't know if it's the craziest one, but always the best ones. You know, sometimes you call him and he's like, oh, I'm having a mojito in a pool in Tenerife. And I'm like, are you sure you're working? Yeah, I swear. This is a mojito that was made with lean. So, we trust you.
That, Roberto, don't blame me. Gembas is based on that.
That's right. So, like, Oriol, give us some inputs, some of the most interesting Gembas that you've been on, please.
I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to share some of the Gembas. One that I remember is with forensics. Here is with Mark Rage. And it's one of the best stories that I have ever seen about 5S. How to make 5S of things. Okay, it's super interesting, and how this improves the life of the people. It's a life or death thing. Another one, of course, is when you go to chirurgical departments, to hospitals. This is me a long time ago, but never touching nothing that I don't have to touch. That's important. And of course, when you go to to Tenerife or to other places,
of course,
to the Gemba. I have done very good Gemba in the spa. It's very important to have the customer experience, to understand things from the very, very, very root.
Yes.
And well, some things go well. And of course, so working hard inside the kitchens is one of my favorite places as well. And as you said, sometimes we have to do mojitos, okay? So here is on the beach,
That's right.
doing the super famous Lean Mojito. Okay, so yes, this is but also we have been in a lot of places that I cannot share the photos, of course, but this is some of my favorite ones. There is one missing still, but
Thank you.
I think that Roberto, you
Yeah.
have to with me that someday we have to do that. It's in a sailing boat. Okay, so this is my next Gemba target.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
I hope that
So,
this
like,
will
by the
fill
way, you also
some of
created
your
a
curiosity.
Gamba when you couldn't visit one.
I remember
You
being in a
created one
sailing
when you
boat.
opened a pop-up restaurant here in Barcelona for like
Yeah.
2 or 3 months, like 3 months, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too
So,
much Royal Gemba.
you keep busy. You keep busy. That's wonderful. Thank you, Oriol. Let's move on to the rest of the guys here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your favorite Lean memory? Marie-Pia, why don't we start with you? What's your favorite Lean memory?
Thank you. It's not so funny. I'm sorry. I was working in a bank, a large European bank, and I had been supporting a 3 years transformation. And this was not really an early stage across 25 back office sites involving 2,500 people. We had built a consistent way of working. So from the top management sponsoring the transformation to the middle managers, they were trained as manager, as a coach, and had 2 years of practice, and it was a reality. And each team has a strong routine of Jidoka, just-in-time Kaizen. In short, the foundations were solid, and everybody felt confident. From time to time, I was attending the Operation Executive Committee. And on one day, Mary, she was the head of the operation, wanted to revisit the 3 years ambition she had been promoted across all the sites during the last 2 months. She had toured the entire network. She made 25 presentations. Every regional leader had heard her message repeatedly. And from her perspective, all the organization was aligned. So I said, okay, I'd like to understand your goals. Can you please take a post-it and write what you want to achieve in the next 3 years? So I had more than 10 people and more than 50 post-its. And out of that, on the wall, we had 2 goals that appeared, 3 which were mentioned, but not by everybody, and 2 that had completely vanished. And you can imagine the head of Mary. She was nearly red. She was really upset. And she was a very calm person. This was not a gap. It was a complete disconnection between what she believed she had communicated and what the organization had actually absorbed. Not because her people were not intelligent or because they lacked of commitment, just because listening is not thinking. And at that moment, Mary fully understood something I had often said, but she rarely understood what it meant. The person who speaks had done the thinking, but the person who listens has not. And this is the very moment when she decided to implement Oshin, not because it was fashionable or not because it was part of a Lean playbook, but because she finally saw its real purpose. Oshin is not a communication mechanism, it's a thinking mechanism, exactly what you are looking, what you are doing. And it was one of my favorite moments.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Marie-Pia. Let's move to Ben. Ben, what can you tell us? What's your favorite Lean memory?
Yeah, it's on that vein as well. And it's a memory, but also a moment that I love in any training or workshop event we're able to do. And it's when you start the week and you maybe ask that question of what is Lean? And you get all the different brainstorming and thought process and maybe people's past experience. And then by the end of that time, whether it's an hour or 2 or a few days, to have people transform in their thinking to recognize, whoa, there's more here than I thought there was. And to think about personal application, tying that back to family and community, tying it back to the day-to-day job. That's been very transformative for me. And then likewise, I was in a classroom a couple weeks ago, and there was a lady sing-songing, what's the standard, what's the gap, what are we doing to close the gap? And she wanted to prove to me that she'd remembered that as our core fundamental problem-solving questions. So it always brings a chuckle to the face, and always great to hear when people take it to that level. So thank you again to the full team for a great LGC.
That's great.
Fantastic annual event here.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you for the South African contribution. Thank you for moderating a few sessions. And it's, I was very happy, speaking of Africa, really, like to have a lot of representation from that continent this year. I think it's important to try and highlight parts of the world that often don't get as much attention as they should. So I'm very happy that this year we had lots of new countries, from Mauritius to Somalia to Iran, of course, not in Africa, but in general, that's what we're talking about here, try to bring lean to new frontiers. So of course, that's part of the work that you do. I know you're very passionate about that. So thank you as well for that.
Thank you.
Let's go to Roberto. What about you? What's your favorite lean memory?
The topic of this LGC is leadership. So I have a memory, an old memory that came back to 20 years ago when I was managing director in a company, and we had a problem. There was a woman in an assembly line that didn't want at all to make any change of her way to do the job. Tried her boss, tried the boss of her boss, and both of them went to me just to protest because they weren't able to change their mind. So one day I decided to go there in the assembly line. I got dressed with working clothes and safety shoes, and I went to Bianca. Bianca is her name. And when she showed me, she said, "What are you doing here, her director?" And I said, "I'm here, Bianca, because I want that you teach me how you are doing your job. Please step away, one step back, and train me." So I spent with her 4 hours, perhaps, and moment by moment, she taught me how to make the job, and we opened a kind of discussion with her. And I made some question like this, "Bianca, what do you think if we do this in this way instead of this? You are the boss, you can do." And so in 4 hours, I was able to open a break in her wall. And from that day, she became, not immediately, but in some weeks, a kind of evangelist of lean. And it is still a very short, a very simple, let me say, example of leadership. But I have in mind still now, after 20 years, now I'm doing a completely different job. And if I make a reflection of what I learned that day, but I'm aware of this only now, is that lean mainly is to change people, not to change the process. And so it was a really impressive, because after some months I left that company, and the people working still there was telling me that she was keen in implementing lean everywhere. So this is my first memory that I have about this kind of, let me say, good example of leadership.
Nice.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And something that perhaps I can mention, something that stuck with me for many years now. Actually, in 2017, I was in South Africa. That's one of my favorite memories. I was doing interviews at Halfway Toyota in Cape Town, and one of the guys working there was of course, as you can imagine, often difficult backgrounds that people come from. And one of the things that the company did wonderfully and does wonderfully is really help people to have better, more stable lives, so that their families can also have better and more stable lives in very complicated environments. And I remember one of these guys telling me that the first time that, after lean was introduced, the first time that he heard the word hypothesis, he thought it was an animal that he had never heard of before. And then through, of course, then they helped him, they developed his skills, they helped him understand, of course, he became one of their key and best problem solvers. But I remember he shared that anecdote with me, and that really stuck with me. I think it really speaks to the idea of developing leadership and really skills in everyone's across the organization. John, I assume you're taking notes there, knowing you. What are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts about this? Do you want to share some of your memories? Or I cannot even imagine how many Gambas you must have been on. I don't know if you want to share any of that.
A lot. No, I do. I listen by taking notes. That's what I do. And actually, I was anticipating. I wrote down everyone's
That's
story.
right. That's right. That's right.
I was anticipating actually what Renee may say. Renee has been to a lot of, seen a lot of crazy examples as well. And I know one crazy one. I don't know if you're going to talk about this or not, Renee. And if you do, that's great. But one that you have talked about in the past is you have done Kaizen work in the area of the English we would usually use is child abuse. And so it's a serious topic. So it's not mojitos, Oriole. And I remember you talking about that one because it struck me because one of my first job after college was not to go to Toyota. That was a few years later. I worked for the state that I lived in the US as a child abuse caseworker. So I was not my job was not to do child abuse. It was prevent and try to do something about that. And it was absolutely traumatizing because I had no idea what I was doing. And I got no training in how to do it. Can you imagine this important work and you get no training, no development? So the lack of respect for people. So in fact, I had 2 days of training, which meant following one guy around as we went to house. This was in Appalachia in the US, by the way. I don't know how much you know about that, but this is a low educated area of the United States. And I would drive to houses by myself and I would hear shotguns and kids would go running out in the mountains for the hills because they would think I was coming to take them away. Amazing situations that I found myself in. And the guy that trained me said, "Oh, don't worry about it. A well-trained monkey could do it." And so after 6 months, I quit, traumatized. And I've never forgotten all these years of doing whatever Gemba I've been to, Roberto, whatever one I've been to. I never forget that alongside the continuous improvement, scientifically solving problems, if you don't have that respect for people, the social side of it, so to always alongside something like scientific thinking is a humanistic thinking, a humanistic attitude. If they don't go together, none of this will work, first of all, and it's just not the kind of world we want to make, second of all. So it's in anticipation of what Renee might say, that was what was on my mind, and I'll stop there.
Thank you, John. I think that it's interesting because as I think about this closing idea of lean as a socio-technical system always comes up, and I think it bears repeating. We have to continue to really repeat that message to people, and how these two dimensions really have to coexist all the time. And it's one thing to apply the scientific thinking and the tools, but you need to remember the social side of it, which is absolutely fundamental. I don't see Renee here, but like maybe while he comes back, I don't know if anyone else here wants to share something else.
He's here.
Oh, you're here. Sorry, I only see that many screens. Good. So maybe you wanna take on from here.
Yeah, no. So
tell us.
so my
to
dream
speak
was
to
when
what John was just saying.
Yeah, when I started with lean, I'm still very young, as you see, but it was almost 30 years ago when I was a young kid. My dream was can we apply lean in government, society, and not just in factories. Little did I know that I'm very happy that I've done a lot of work in hospitals, but also in governmental agencies, like John was saying. Children's Protection Agency, for instance, where we reduced the lead time of a case from like 160 days to less than 28 days, saving many children's lives. And that really has an impact. And it wasn't simple, it wasn't easy, but the people were so motivated to improve the work because they knew that this has a real impact on lives. So it's not always the easiest workplace to work, but it was very rewarding in a sense, and it's nice that you can make a difference.
Yes, we actually seen quite a bit of quite a few sessions this year about this kind of social side and even humanitarian work. Talking again about Somalia, like an African case. I think that it's really wonderful to have that opportunity during an event like this to highlight that kind of work. We talk about a lot about results and profit and costs, and that's of course important for an organization. But when you hear things like that, I think to me is one of my favorite things to hear the real impact that it can have on people's lives, even in unbelievably complicated and painful environments. So that's really quite wonderful.
One of my toughest ones was when my daughter, 11 years old, created an A3 for me.
Oh,
So that was
Nice.
a warning I got from Dan Jones when I was young. He said, careful to take lean back home, because some things you don't want to do lean. And I think it was right, but it was fun as well.
that's great.
That's-
90-second story, okay? 90 seconds. There's an old lean joke. There's an old lean joke in Japan that Sensei A was telling everyone, you have to take this home. This is so wonderful. It can change your whole life. You have to bring this home, change your entire life, change your house. Sensei B said, never take this home because your wife will divorce you. Now, this was when it was all men doing this, so the guy had gone home to his garage and do lean in the kitchen. The third sensei was Ono, and he never went home. It's a silly joke.
I do the same, John, but I discovered that my wife is taking my Post-it and put the Post-it in the front of the door. So when she have to go out, she can read directly what she has to do. And so it's visual management without I told her anything. This is my success.
I think that the best examples always are at home, but there are some sectors that also are very lean and shouldn't be lean. They don't need to improve. But at home always is the best examples. But maybe sometimes we have to do the heavy lean, because for example, I think that drug dealers are very lean. They are making small batch sizes, always continuous improvement because police is chasing them, always creating flow. So there is a lot of bad lean and lean evil, but it seems that it works as well because they are always finding how to make that. So let's think also for the next year.
There you go. Renee, I think the other day you and I were talking about the curse of lean, when you start seeing, problems everywhere, even you just can't stop your brain from thinking about them, and you want to fix everything, like at the supermarket or the bank or the post office.
Sometimes I wish there was a knob where you could just turn it off. It's so hard because you see waste everywhere, and people around you getting really annoyed that you come up with all these ideas. Say, Renee, why can't you just shut up, follow the process? Yeah, it's not always easy.
That reminds me, Oreos.
That's right. That's right.
Oreos mojito has often gotten me in trouble because I go to a bar and I order a mojito, and then I start talking with the bartender about how they make the mojito, and it's never right. It's never the Oreo way. And usually they appreciate hearing a different way, but sometimes they get very annoyed that I'm telling them, no, you need to spank the mint and you need to do all these different things. So you have to be careful. We have to practice how we introduce these things.
It's true.
It's true. Because lean,
Very true.
Lean have to be fun. This is why I'm here for all of you. Lean have to be fun. Lean it's really quotidian. Lean is a way of thinking, and we love, we cry, we suffer, we enjoy. So lean also it's part of that. And well, we have a very big conversations about lean with beer or something on the hand. And it's part of this. So when, as Renee said, when you are in the supermarket, when you are in a queue, when you are trying to put in the mind of someone that they have to solve a problem in a train or plane or something like that, and sometimes it's terrible. And say, oh my God, I'm going to give a John Shook book to this person because they need that. They need that. So really, we think that with lean we can make the world better. And this is why we are here. This is why the Lean Global Network exists, to make the world better, not to make the world lean. But we think that doing lean, we can make it better with less effort, less energy, less waste, better environment, better people, happy people, And this is why we are here. And this is why I'm so happy that this kind of things, that the Lean Global Connection happens. And really, if we can put Lean everything in our life, probably we are going to be happier. And of course, with the Lean Mojitos, but not only with this, not only with this.
Yes, I think it's a personal
Guys, thank you so
commitment.
much.
Yes.
Sorry,
It's a
Marcia, yeah, go on. You've got 1 minute, go on.
Okay, thank you. No, it's a personal commitment and what a good management should be and what we can do for others. And it's not a commitment that's been more effective or more efficient. It's really linked to value, I think, being engaged in Lean.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, guys, for this
Let me say
conversation.
something.
I'm sorry, we need to, yeah, I think we'll.
Roberto, let me say something.
Right, go, 30 seconds.
Yeah, we make a great thing, but we still need to make more continuous improvement. So probably next year we have to repeat that. Roberto.
There you go. Well, I'm here. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. I think we now have some prizes to give away. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And Renee, maybe you can share the slides. Thank you, guys. I know we have some slides about the prices. We're making some announcements, and then we're going to wrap this up.
Yes. Can you see my slide?
Not yet.
It's coming.
No, René,
It's coming.
it's not on the there.
Yeah. We see them now.
Is
Yeah.
this? Okay. Well, first of all, of course, we appreciate all of you joining us at this event. We have some prizes. First prize is a long weekend at Dream Place Hotels, one of our sponsors for many years. A beautiful place, and I love to go there with my friend Oriol. So, and second to the sixth prize, we have a choice of either you can choose the book Managing on Purpose or the book Daily Management. So we're gonna do a raffle, and here let's see. So you can see that we truly went through taking this and see. Pick the choices. So first prize is for Kaiko Yakabi, Iles Attila, Risti Adriani, Heli Naukuraninen, Fontau, Vitor, and Glauco Wimarais. You are the winners, and we will be connecting to you via email to collect your prizes. So we will get back to you. So congratulations. So really
Congratulations to the winners. Thank you for participating. And I think we just have a couple of final words and announcements from Chris.
Okay. Well, thank you, Roberto. Thank you, René. Thank you, team. We are closing here the Lean Global Connection 2025 after 23 hours and 59 minutes. So 1 minute to go. In 1 minute, you will start receiving emails. So this year, we will send out an email to all the attendees. You're going to receive the emails with the information for where to find the videos. So they will be published soon in the Lean Global Network channel. We are also sending out a survey. So please answer the survey so we can continuously improve this event. This is the 5th edition, but we hope to do more and better. And we also will have there the possibility for the certificate. So every year people ask about certificate for participation on the event. So this year we did a self-service process. You can use your registered email and go there and receive your certificate. So you will get this email straight after at the end of this event. So again, thank you for participating in this, and thank you for all the speakers.
Thank you, everybody.
To accept sharing as this volunteer work. Thank you.
To the speakers, to our technical team, to the Melania who helped us with sponsors and with workshops, Train the Trainer. Guys, this is a lot of work to put this together. I really want to thank everybody who helped. Of course, thank to all the people who submitted their stories. And, thank you to Chris, who I think he deserves some sleep here. And also, thank you very much to all the speakers and, of course, the participants. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Roberto. Thank you, Chris. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.